Hello from the John Bunker Sands Wetland Center and the East Fork Water Reuse Project. I'm John DeFillipo. I'm the director at the John Bunker Sands Wetland Center, and with me today is...
I'm Mark Law. I work for North Texas Municipal Water District, the manager here at the Wetlands.
You get to manage the wetlands. That must be pretty amazing, huh?
Absolutely.
You love your job?
Absolutely.
Well, we do. We love our job out here, and we even have a cat right down here walking around us. What's the cat's name?
Mo.
Mo takes care of the mice, and Mark takes care of the wetland. Well, we're standing in front of the Conveyance pump station, which is a large pump station at the very end of a 2,000-acre man-made wetland that recycles water for about 1.5 million people. This is part of the water system of the North Texas Municipal Water District, and Mark and his crew are the employees that help manage this wetland. How many do you have on site here?
There is 7 including me.
Awesome.
And we basically maintain the grounds, take care of moving the water in and out, take care of all the mowing, nuisance control, anything to do with the grounds out here we take care of.
Yeah. The guys ever get bored?
No, not usually.
Yeah.
Not usually. Something different every day.
Yeah. I'm sure you see all kinds of wildlife. We get all kinds of questions at the center about wildlife. And we know this wetland was built mainly for water, but wildlife needs water too. What kind of unusual wildlife do you guys come across here?
Anything from hogs, nutria, beaver, bobcat, coyotes, lots of river otter, and then lots of things that I don't even know what they are. Lots of different snakes, as you can imagine, from the good ones to the bad ones, but all kinds of different things.
What about alligators?
We have in the past, absolutely.
One of my favorites.
Yep, we hadn't seen them this year yet, but they're very afraid of us, which is fine. But they are here.
Yeah, the alligators that we have seen on site have kept their distance, usually about a half a mile or so away in the middle of the wetland. So we don't see much of those today. Well, we're going to take a little walk inside. I'm going to turn the camera around. We're going to follow Mark in, and we're going to go into this large pump station. A lot of people don't see this, so this is the first of our behind-the-scenes tour for our new virtual discovery programs. So let me turn this around here, and we'll follow Mark in. Once I do it, I can't turn it around. I didn't know that. So you can see as we're walking, there's the wetland out in front of us. A lot of maintenance equipment that's around us here. The maintenance shed, the maintenance barn. And the wetland center is roughly about 1 mile from this location.
These 2 pumps, John, were just installed. They're brand new. They put them in the need of the main stem pump station coming online. So these 2 are brand new. These other three are the original pumps that were here in the very beginning.
Wow. And some of the equipment you get to use right here as we're walking by it is going to talk about some of the pretty massive equipment that is used to manage this wetland.
Yes, this is the hydro track. It basically goes on land and in the water. It's an amphibious machine. We use it to spray willow trees to help with planting. We do a lot of planting out in the wetlands, and also the nuisance control. We use it to look at things and then take care of certain species that don't need to be out here.
Wow. So it can go on land and water, amphibious vehicle. That's pretty amazing. Get to do all kind of things on there. It looks like it was an upgrade since the last time I saw it.
Absolutely. We sent it back to the shop, had a nice canopy put on it because it gets very hot, as you can imagine, in the summertime. When we're spraying, there's the spray bottles that we use and whatnot, but it's a good machine. It's a great machine to have out here. Big help.
Awesome.
These 2 are just barcode pumps. We use them to basically pump out the cells and clean them out from time to time. We can clean out a cell. It usually takes us about 5 days to a week if we run both of them. And basically pump from one cell to the other, empty it out, let it dry out, let plants come back and grow real good, and then fill them back up. So that's what we use those pumps
Wow.
for.
So you're using it for plant control, but do you ever drain them for nuisance control of species?
Yes, we do. We clean out a lot of that just to get a a bunch of the old stuff that doesn't need to be there, and we also have a long reach machine excavator that we can use to clean out soot and dirt and stuff that piles up in there on the bottoms of it.
Wow, that's a lot of work.
Absolutely.
All right, well, let's take a walk up. We'll get a real good view of these pumps and these engines up close if we walk up on this platform. Oh, these are kind of neat. Mark, I forgot these were here. What are these right here?
These are stop logs. They basically go over at diversion pump station, and what they do is on the river in the intakes, you can put these down, and basically they go right on top of one another, and they basically shut the water off from us. So if we need to get out of the intakes to do some work, you can't stop the river, but these can stop the water from getting into us.
Wow, hold on a second. Yeah, so sometimes when the wetland is managed ongoing, it needs to be completely cut off from the river. So about 3.5 miles north of us is another pump station called the diversion pump station that diverts the water in. And that's where Mark says that these would go in case they needed to do work in that part of the wetland.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. Wow, that's a big engine, Mark. Let's walk to this edge first because I want to kind of give a back look to give you an idea about how large this building is. But you can see these pumps all off in the distance there. There's 5 total. I'm going to get you to stand right there. Well, that's a great angle, Mark, looking down at all of this equipment. So tell us about these pumps and why they're important for our water supply.
They basically, we have a holding pond, which we'll look at here in a little while. And basically all the water from the wetlands, from the river, comes all the way around, comes through the wetlands, and then it gravitates into this big pond back behind us. These pumps basically are kicked on, and they pump the water all the way up to Lake Lavon, which is what, 9 miles?
Wow, that's a long
here?
way.
Yeah.
And is the pipe that big all the way
Yes,
from here?
It is, absolutely. It goes out, goes down in the ground, and starts all the way to Lake Afar.
Wow. So when the wetland was originally built, there was only 3 pumps, right?
Yes.
So why did they change and why did they add 2 more?
The main stem, a new pump station further down the East Fork is coming on board. July or June the 1st, we're going to do some testing. We're going to do a 30-day run. We're going to kick all the pumps on basically at once to make sure it can handle what it's supposed to handle. These pumps kicked on should be able to pump out about 100 million gallons a day.
Say that again, how much?
100 million gallons a day.
100 million gallons. I can't even imagine how much water that is. But we're talking about hundreds of swimming pools size in one day going back.
Absolutely.
How important do you think that this water supply, this reuse wetland is to North Texas?
It's just another source. You always need water because more people moving into North Texas. You have to have different avenues to gather water. So it's just another source to get it. Absolutely. Very important.
Very important. So the maintenance of the wetland, a lot of people don't see this behind the scenes, but there's a lot of manpower, a lot of finances, and obviously a lot of machinery that goes into making this happen. I was thinking it was really cool when we walked in earlier. I'm going to look above us real quick. And Mark, tell us about what's above us.
Above us is basically the crane. You have to have a huge crane to basically lift any of these engines out to work on. And this thing goes from one side to the other side. And I think it's a 50-ton crane, I think, what it is. We'll look at it on the side. But
wow, 50 tons.
Very important to working on any of this machinery. I can't tell you how many times they've used it, but a bunch.
Now you're probably wondering, you don't hear these engines running right now. And so Mark, tell us, why are we not pumping right now back to Lavon Lake? And what would it be like if we were pumping?
Well, the lake is full just because of all the rain we've had. So when it's full like it is, it's basically there's no sense in putting more water into the lake when we're just basically letting it right back out. And that's controlled by the Corps of Engineers, and my boss, Buford Green, is in contact with them, and calls me or tells me when he's going to turn pumps on, what he's going to do, and how much he's going to take. So we set our gates out in the wetlands according to what he's turning on and what he's doing.
Wow. So you're coordinating with someone that's 50 miles away from here, just making sure you get the water to the communities that need it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That's amazing.
Yep, absolutely.
So if we were in here and these pumps were running full tilt, we wouldn't be able to have a conversation. We'd be standing outside the building. This is pretty loud.
Not at all. Yeah, there's earplugs, if you noticed, on the door when we come in. You have to put them in because you cannot hear in here at all. They're so loud.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, we're going to leave our perch here overlooking the pump station and overlooking the pumps, and then we're going to go out to the back deck, what I call the back deck of this pump station, which I think is the best view of this wetland. I'm going to pull. All right, so the lighting's not too good here, but we're back with Mark Law. Here he comes up the steps. We're on what I call the back deck of the East Fork Water Reuse Project. I'm going to turn it away from us really quick so you can see this beautiful site. If you look off in the distance, the Wetland Center is kind of right in the middle of the screen, about 1 mile from here. But we're overlooking the southern 800 acres of a 2,000 acre man-made wetland. And it's hard to see, but if we go all the way looking further north, is Highway 175, which is where the beginning of the East Fork Water Reuse Project is. But Mark, we're standing here at the very end of the project. Maybe we can lean out here. Do you want to talk about right in front of us? So the pump station sitting right on the edge of this, looks like a big pond. And what is this?
Yes, this is basically what we call, it is the pond. And what it is, just we came out of the pump station, and basically water accumulates here. We turn the pumps on, they suck the water down, and it starts this trip up to Lake Levant. It comes in, there's a huge, basically, ravine, whatever you want to call it, all the way around where the water reaches the sands, accumulates into that, reservoir, a small reservoir. So anyways, it comes all the way around, accumulates here in the pond, like I said, and then we pull it out and off to Lake Levant. We keep it at about 14 feet usually in the middle. It's probably about 10 right now. I can tell just because of the sides where it's coming down, move some water out. But we generally keep it about 10 to 14 feet deep at all times.
Wow, so it's like a giant straw that's right at the end of the wetland. And tell the team and the group that's watching, why was this wetland built? What was the main purpose that we did all this work and that your team actually makes this wetland work for us?
Water. We need the water. You know, and you have to have different resources and different outlets to get water. And it's a perfect place, in my opinion.
Perfect place.
Yep.
So if you're doing maintenance on the plants, you talked about the plants earlier, how do they help make this water good for humans to use and good for humans to drink?
They basically help clean the water, and the main plants are cattail, bush, bulrush,
yeah.
to get it out, and a bunch of the smaller plants, but they're the main ones, and they actually clean the water and help filter it out and clean it.
Wow.
Kind of a natural way.
Yeah. Is it one of my board members might say it's man helping nature to help man in this wetland. And in this case, when people visit our wetland, they don't see this behind the scenes tour, but there's a lot that goes into managing this wetland. And we really appreciate your time today, Mark, and your crew. And any final words you want to say to everybody watching?
No, if you can come out here to the Nature Center and take a look. It's sure worth seeing for sure. Most people don't know about it. It's kind of hidden, but it's worth a trip out here to look around for sure. Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much, Mark. We really appreciate your time today. And this is the North Texas Municipal Water District and the John Bunker Sands Wetland Center, bringing you up to 20% of the total water supply in the North Texas region for cities like Plano and Frisco and Allen and McKinney. But come out and visit us. I know we're closed right now, but as soon as we're out of this, our center will be back open for visitors Tuesday through Saturday. Signing off. See you next time.